Hello. Well, it's Friday. I am in Stubberville, Ohio, right on the other side of the border of West Virginia. I picked up in West Virginia a couple of hours ago. I had enough time to get to the pilot and get stopped. Won't make it home tomorrow. I got 871 miles to go home, and then another 150 something miles to drop this off in Catoosa, Oklahoma. But I don't have to be there until Monday afternoon, and I've got an appointment. So for people who don't know or aren't with Maverick, if you have an appointment on Monday, then you make the appointment. If you don't have an appointment on Monday, if it's an open window, then you're supposed to be there by 10 o'clock. So that means I can actually leave Monday morning and still make my appointment. So I'll get a little bit of time home. I'll probably be home probably about noon on Sunday or so, maybe a little earlier. Getting a few comments on my video, I appreciate it. Thank you. That's awesome. Like I commented on one of my videos a while ago for somebody. I said I didn't even know if people were going to watch, and somebody's watching. I appreciate it. I really do. So I'm on this is my fourth load. Yeah, fourth load. Today's load is a eye to the side coil. Unfortunately, it is tall and skinny, and so I pulled my 4-foot tarp out along with the canvas tarp, and it barely reached the rub rail, and I got frustrated, because I kind of want to leave a lip on there, and make it look good. And it just barely reached it, and I was not pulling that 8-foot tarp out. Wasn't doing it. Way too heavy. I'm just not going to do it, especially since I already had that 4-foot tarp out. But I was reading on Facebook a while ago. Somebody was asking what you needed to bring if you were going to the CDL classes at Maverick. I just got done with those. Okay, so if you're gonna go to the Maverick school there at Maverick, then you're probably going to stay in the dorms. I know they still have a class that they do over at ASU Newport, and I don't think they stay in the dorms. I think they stay over there close to Newport somewhere. But if you're going over to the Maverick school, really all you need to bring is about a week's worth of clothes, okay? And at the school, there's no dress code other than closed-toed shoes, shirts. We wore shorts, depending on what the weather was like. In Arkansas, it can be iffy from day to day at this point in the year. The mornings are getting a little cooler, and the afternoons in November, they tend to heat up a little bit. So I'd probably say pants and short sleeve shirts. Closed-toed shoes. You don't have to have your steel-toed boots while you're trying to get your CDL. They'll give you all of your PPE. They'll give you a hard hat. They'll give you gloves. They'll give you a high visibility vest. They'll give you all that. Now, when you get over to securement, you're going to need long pants, long sleeve shirts, and steel-toed boots. You got to have those for that 7 days. They won't let you do it without those. There's free washers and dryers at the dorms. They will feed you twice a day. They'll feed you breakfast, except for on Mondays. They don't feed you on Mondays because they're doing medical on Mondays. So you get no breakfast on Mondays. But then you get a lunch at about 11 o'clock. So no breakfast on Mondays, but every other day it's breakfast and lunch. They'll feed you. Then you're on your own for dinner. They do have cars there that you can check out. They have vans and stuff like that you can check out, and you can go out to eat, or you can go to Walmart or whatever, which is not that far away from Maverick. Word of advice though, the next exit toward North Little Rock from Maverick is Protho Junction. Don't eat there. Don't go down that exit. It's a bad neighborhood. You don't want to be down there. Trust me. Just bypass that and go to Spring Hill. If you go to Spring Hill, Walmart is right there. It's the next stoplight. Just take a right when you come off the interstate, and it'll take you straight to Walmart. And there's plenty of eating places down there. Bring a fan if you're staying. If you think you're gonna, well, they won't tell you till you get there, so you might want to just bring a fan. The upper level of the dorms gets hot. It is just hot. I bought this fan. Turn that around. I bought this fan. I just put it on my desk. It's actually got a foot that goes to it. This sits into, and it helped a lot, especially if you're used to having a cooler room like me. I keep my house at about 69 to 70 degrees, and it up there in that second level of the dorms, it gets like 78. Man, it's hot. They do have refrigerators in the rooms at the dorms. It's a small refrigerator, and you have to share it with somebody because you will have a roommate, more than likely. But you can get stuff and bring with you and put in there if you don't want to spend money eating out, because it can get expensive. You need to bring a pen. You need to bring a notebook. I would suggest, if you wear glasses like I do, and I've got bifocals in these, I would suggest bringing a magnifying glass for your trip planning. You'll do trip planning every day starting on the second week. You'll do trip planning every day, and those atlases that they give you, the Rand McNally's, in the back of it, they're little bitty words. So I went and bought a magnifying glass at like Walmart for like $4.97. You can find them over in the office supply department. That's always a good thing to have. Other than that, you really don't need a whole lot. They have a TV down in the break room. There at the dorms. They have nice leather seating down there. They have a gas grill that you can use. Full sink. They've got vending machines down there. They take care of you. They really do. I found it to be, really well organized and homey. Okay. Now, if you're new to Little Rock, or you're coming from somewhere and you're not familiar with the area, North Little Rock has quite a bit of stuff. Like I said, if you take the Spring Hill exit toward North Little Rock, and you go down, you just take Spring Hill all the way down, that'll turn into McCain. If you turn left at McCain, there's all kinds of stuff. There's a mall, there's a Target, Walmart's on the right. If you turn right on McCain, there's a Walmart there. There's all kinds of eating places. Just a little bit further down from McCain Mall, there's Lakewood Village, and there's all kinds of eating places there. You'll find all kinds of stuff to eat. One of the favorites is David's Burgers. My daughter loves David's Burgers. They're pretty good, and it's right off the interstate right there. But you don't need a whole lot. Okay, you just don't. Like I said, a week's worth of clothes and a little bit of stuff to get you through. And then I had another one asking about sleep apnea machines and stuff. I do have a sleep apnea machine. There's my sleep apnea machine there. You'll go through, and they do it on BMI. They do it based on your BMI. They take a neck measurement and a weight measurement, and then they calculate it. And if they think that you're within that range, they'll give you a wrist monitor that you'll wear one night in the dorm, and then they'll read that. You'll take it back to them that next morning. They'll read it. They'll get you the results in a couple of days, and they'll tell you whether or not you need to either not get one or get one, or like in my case, I had stopped breathing at one point because, I'm a little chubby. I had stopped breathing at one point. My oxygen level went down, so I went to a monitored sleep study in my hometown of Searcy, and did that, and they determined that, yeah, I do stop breathing at night, and so I had to have one, and it's helped. I don't feel tired at all, but I really never did before that either. I think it helps. And a lot of people are say it's a money grab and that kind of stuff. I don't really think so. My parents have 2 machines. Each of them have one, and they had to pay for theirs, and theirs was way over $1,000. They charge you like $270 for this thing, and it's $1,000 machine. So I don't see where it's really a money grab in my book, but some people think that, and that's okay. They can think that. It's fine. But I've looked them up online, and they're pretty expensive. And it comes with a little app and stuff, and you can get on your phone, and it'll tell you how many times you had an episode and all that stuff, and it all works on Bluetooth. But if you do get one, they require you to wear it 70% of the time. So and it doesn't take much of not wearing it to go below that 70%. They say that you have to wear it at least 4 hours a night. I just leave mine on. Some people risk it and take it off. If they wake up at night and they think they've got 4 hours, they'll take it off. I just sleep with it. If they're going to require you to have it because of whatever the test said, just use it. Just use it. And that's just the best advice I can give you. Because you're risking a lot of money. They're going to pay you very well. All right, and you're going to risk a lot of money by not using it. It's either you want a job or you don't want to sleep with that thing. But I'll just sleep with the machine. I don't care. Man, I really appreciate the people watching these videos, and I appreciate the comments. Keep those coming, good or bad. I had one guy on here giving me advice about tarps. I appreciate that, really do, because those tarps are no joke, man. Can't wait to get home. Ready to get home. So right now, hold on. Oh, should have had that ready. As far as today, the amount of miles that I've driven today, this week up to today, is 2013. Now tomorrow I'll probably drive another 700 miles. With this trip here that I offload on Monday, it'll be a total of 2,951 miles. Now, not all those miles will go on next week's check. They'll do like a weekend split. Some of those miles will go on next week's check. On this load here, some of those miles will go on next week's check, and some of those miles will go on the week after's check. And then they'll send me a message probably tomorrow or Sunday and tell me how many miles actually went on this week's check. So I'll let y'all know that whenever I get that email. But yeah, next week I'll get on Thursday I'll get payroll. I think it's Thursday, either Thursday or Friday. I think it's Thursday. I got it yesterday. I'll get a payroll email, and it'll just state how much my check will be for the week, or for this week, and I'll let you guys know that next week on how much that first week was, because I'm sure everybody that's not with Maverick is probably curious on what a first week looks like or whatever. But I really appreciate you. Thank you. Leave a comment, hit the like button. Thanks.